Hey guys, I'm Dewi and today I'm gonna make a tutorial of how to paint very simple flowers by using watercolor. But I'm sorry if my English is not really good, but I'm trying my best. Okay, what I used here is a 300 GSM watercolor paper, but you can use whatever you have. And now I'll make the first pink flowers and take your round brush, put the brush into the watercolor and then make 5 bottle dots of watercolor like this. Now clean your brush by water and then dip your brush into the clean water so your brush contains a lot of water. Then sweep your brush over each dot of watercolor to make flower petals. Do this to all dots. Well done. Okay, now put your brush into the watercolor again and use the darker color. And here I used a little bit orange and I put this color in the middle of flower. Do this when it's still wet so the color will spread to all the flower petals. Okay, now let's make the second flower. Do the same steps like the first flower. And I skip for the third pink flower and now I have 3 pink flowers here. And now let's move the second flower. It's rose. So this will be very simple rose. So make your brush wet with watercolor. Here I used light pink. Start with making a small curved stroke like this. Then make another one with the opposite direction. Do this in balance, don't be biased because the rose will look strange. And when applying the brush, start with a low pressure on the brush and then in the middle use higher pressure and end with low pressure on the brush. So the shape of the petals will be pointed at each end tip. Okay, if it's done, while the paper is still wet, use a darker color of watercolor and then use it to make the inner flower becomes darker. Well, now I'll make another rose with the same steps. You can use another color like orange or red or whatever you want. And yeah, I'll just make the leaves at the end. And now, let's make the third flower. It's very simple tulip. So use a light color, and here I used nude color. And make sure your brush contains much water. And then start to make the petals. And while it's still wet, use darker color and put it in the bottom of the flower and then at the top. But just a little bit, don't be too much. Well, after all the flowers done, now I made leaves. The way I make the leaves is just like the way I make a rose petal. Okay, I will leave that. And so yeah, this is the results, and I hope this will help, and see you on my next easy painting tutorials. Have a good day guys, and see you.